Okay, technology is trying not to let us be great, Deanna, but I promise you, nothing technology will keep us apart. Okay, Sharia, am I back? Lisa, Janelle, can you hear me okay? Please excuse the kids in the background. Is this better? I just want to make sure that I'm clear because I want you guys to hear all the nuggets that okay, I'm clear now. Okay, perfect. Just want to make sure. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so let me go ahead and introduce my special guest um, as we bring her on for a second. All right, so listen, y'all. Again, I am trying to work through these kids in the background. I'm trying not to go to jail for child protected. Sometimes you gotta just take a minute because this could go bad, like really, really quick. But I'm trying to keep my composure. But listen, I'm excited about today, and you're here because you're a speaker. You're here because you want to know how you can find the event planners who have the budget to pay you, which is a speaker's dream. And we have just the person. We have just the person here who is going to give you that insight. So you might have seen this beautiful flyer floating around with Miss Deanna Nwosu on it, and she is here. She is in the flesh. But let me give you a little bit about who she is and how she is showing up in these awesome streets called social media, as well as LinkedIn. She's on Clubhouse. If you're looking for her, she is ready to be found. But she is a hostess at heart. She's created a passion for meeting and event planners, which has allowed her to coordinate countless opportunities to connect with people across all social strata. She has worked on conferences, trade shows, and other events ranging in size from 10 to 20,000 people for almost 20 years, y'all. That means that she was an event planner and event or meeting planner yesterday. She got receipts. She's a professional. You know, because some people hop on and sing like I'm an event planner and they can't name the last 5 events that they did. So I want you to know that after 2 decades in this career, taking her clients and creating her ideal attendee experience that is second nature and the driving force behind her work. And guess what? She has a special opportunity for you guys who really want to know how to get in the hearts and minds of event planners who have the budget to pay you. So I'm not going to hold her any longer. I want to welcome Miss Wosu to the stage and, of course, try to muzzle out these children in the background while I go on mute and do my mommy thing. But welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you, Quinn. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for having me on your platform. Welcome to all the ladies that are joining us. I want to make sure, can everyone hear me as well? If you can type that in the comments, just make sure that I'm good. But yeah, I'm a mom too. I was just telling Quinn before we logged on, my kids are 8 and 10. Kids, they like to be crunk when everybody's around. And then as soon as this thing is over, I'm sure they'll be chill and mild mannered. And, you know, we roll with the punches. But as an event planner, the parallel that I get there is for those of you who have been speaking, if you've been at events, sometimes things go wrong. The AV cuts out. I went to a huge event for a meeting and event planners where the keynote on day 1 or day 2 during lunch, all the audio visual went out. There was huge screens behind her. The sound cut out and the visual went out. And she was a professional. She rolled with the punches. So just as Quinn is doing so, that is a key. Okay, good. You can hear me. That's a key talent that speakers need to have, is being able to roll with the punches, put out fires when need to, and still be professional. So I thank her for displaying that, that even in times of chaos and mess, we can still deliver material. We can still deliver good nuggets and some training to you guys. So I would love, if you have any questions, go ahead and type them in as Quinn and I are talking, just to make sure we cover everything you guys want to hear. But I did send her a couple things that I wanted to address, so I hope that you guys find that valuable. So yeah, she gave me a really good welcome. Thank you, Quinn. Like she said, I've been doing this for almost 2 decades. So what's the saying? I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. Started my career on the association side, and since 2015, I've been working on the corporate side. So right now, I currently work for a software company full time. That's my day job. That's what keeps my lights on. And throughout my career, I've dealt with sourcing speakers. So even on the association side and the corporate side, and every organization had a different process. Every organization had different methods of sourcing speakers, but it was always part of my role. So I'm really used to the process of going out and finding speakers. I'm actually going to be kicking it off not too shortly for we have a conference in 2022. We usually have 90% of the content is covered by our internal staff, but we also bring in external speakers to lead some of our breakout sessions and keynotes as well. So going to start that process for our user conference shortly. So I'm really happy to be here and give you guys like the meeting planner perspective.
Yeah, that's good.
Mommy,
And I'm excited about
Mommy,
that. But I'm going to ask you
Mommy,
this question.
Mommy,
Hold on, Nasir.
Mommy,
Um,
Mommy,
the
Mommy.
elephant that's kind of in the room, right? So some people have thought about it, maybe people have not. Are meeting planners and event planners paying people or offering an honorarium for virtual speaking? Is that a thing, right? Because some people think that it is, some people don't think that they are, but are budgets still in place for virtual speakers and virtual events for 2021?
Absolutely. So the answer to that is yes. So I will give you a caveat. In terms of our company, the virtual stuff that we've been doing has been our trainers teaching our clients. So I work for a software company. A lot of our events are for our clients, teaching them the software. So I haven't had to bring in external speakers for anything virtually. However, I recently got my digital event strategist certificate, which is offered by PCMA. So I was in a cohort of about, I want to say 300, 350 of us. And so in that group, we were talking about budgets. I know a lot of people are paying, for keynotes, they're paying between $5,000 to $10,000. For MCs, they're paying between $5,000 to $10,000. It really just depends on the size. It depends on what industry the events are representing. But yes, absolutely, people have budget for virtual events. Just because, so I do want to make it clear that a lot of face-to-face events have canceled. The events industry is hurting right now, like tremendously. There's probably 12 million of us, 12 million event professionals. Now that includes people that work in hotels and restaurants, but anybody in the event industry that are out of work right now. However, a lot of industries, you have to pay attention to what industries. Some industries are doing just fine. They've just pivoted. And I know that's kind of like a four-letter word these days is the word pivot. But like you look at the tech industry, people in software, their industries haven't been really affected too badly by the pandemic. I mean, for example, Zoom. The pandemic has been great for Zoom because their business has gone through the roof. Excuse me. So you have to look at what industry these events are representing. And they absolutely still have the budget for virtual. It may look a little different. Some are paying the same for virtual in person. Some may be asking for less. It really just depends. And the key thing I'll say with virtual as a speaker, you can do multiple conferences in one day. You could do multiple conferences in a week. Like, be prepared to negotiate with that rate because you can do more volume, more quantity than you could do in a face-to-face environment. So, so don't be too dismayed or discouraged if you get some pushback on the price, because it just like, you can do more volume, so can the planners, so it's kind of like we will have less costs per event, but we can do more events, if that makes sense.
Right. That does makes total sense. And so let me ask you, if someone does want to get paid as a virtual speaker, even in person, what are some of the skills that they need to sharpen and hone in on so they can stand out when a meeting planner might have 10 speakers in front of them? What are those skill sets that they want to have so they can stand out?
Absolutely. The biggest thing that you want to show is adaptability and flexibility. I just posted on LinkedIn because I had a virtual event earlier this week with our employees. We did a Santa visit for our employees and their children, excuse me. And for most live event planners that have been more focused in the face-to-face, virtual events are very anxiety inducing because it's a different environment, right? We're learning new skill sets, we're learning new things. And so if you come to the stage, you come to me with your pitch, you come to me with a, opportunity to speak, you want to, show your skills, but you can demonstrate how flexible you are, because I might not know what platform I'm going to use when we're talking. I might not know what the format is when we're talking. What has happened a lot that I've seen with colleagues and even internally is that the planning window for virtual events is much shorter. So the planning window is much shorter, and then some of the decision making process things, when you started the process, it was going to look like A, and by the time you finish it, it looks like Z. So if you can convey that you can, like as we are today with Quinn, roll with the punches, you're adaptable, you're flexible, that's key. I also don't want to underestimate how important it is for you to have your virtual speaking studio, speaking space. It has to be, spot on. Early in the pandemic, March, April, May, meeting planners were going to be a little bit more forgiving because we were all kind of learning. We were all kind of new to this. But now, absolutely not. You have to have good sound. Sound is number one, because even if the visual goes out, they still need to be able to hear you. And your lighting's got to be good. Your camera's quality's got to be good. And you have to be really comfortable using all of, your technology and all of these things. So that's definitely a big one. And another thing is, if you can demonstrate that you are a professional in terms of, have you demoed any of the virtual event platforms out there? I mean, just in the span of time since March, dozens of companies have been launched, like dozens. Now, the majority of them are what we call like a virtual event wrapper. So when you say that, that just means they're using Zoom, Microsoft Teams, or WebEx. They're using like one of those video streaming companies, and they've got marketing, or they put a website and things around it, but the video streaming is through those other companies. But there are some that have their own proprietary video streaming, like Hopin is one. Shindig is one that I have seen. I think Hub has their own streaming. So as a speaker that's trying to do virtual events, you need to demonstrate that something about something. Have you done any demos with any of these? And then if you can come to the planner saying, hey, Deanna, I've done talks on XYZ platforms. I'm really adept and comfortable with them. Or even help them vet some of these things as from the speaker standpoint. Like, oh, you're considering that company. Here's my experience with them. I wouldn't really recommend them, but if you go with them, I can work with it. So I think if you can, come to the table with some added value, that's really going to, put you over the edge versus, some other speakers that may be pitching.
Got it. So we're having some love in the comments for you. Nikki saying Hopin is amazing. I've used Hopin. I've used, I want to say Hoover, one of
Hoover.
those. Hoover.
Now I've used Hoover
Yeah.
for mobile of it. They have a mobile app, so I've used them for mobile apps. I have not used them for a virtual event. But yeah, they're pretty, from a planner standpoint, they're really easy to work with on the back end.
Yeah, so I had to go to all the practice. I mean, we all were in there like, wait, what do you do? It's not Zoom. I mean, we all were like in there, like, I was like, hold on, I got a speaker training development that I need to go. But no, this is really good. And I appreciate you sharing, this information, because this is what we all want to know. And my question to you is, how does somebody find you? Right? They want to speak, they want to pitch you. When's a good time to pitch a meeting planner? How do you like to be approached? Do you want to be called, emailed, messaged? Tell people a little bit about that process, because I mean, I don't want people opening your inbox like, so about that speaking engagement, right? Like, how do you like to be approached?
Right. Well, I want to make it really clear. I think what I see a lot of like aspiring speakers, you are reaching out to your audience, and if you're trying to do speaking gigs, your audience and your client are not the same thing. So your audience is the people that you're delivering your message to. Those are the people that, you're speaking to. They're your tribe. They're the people that vibe with you. The client is the planner. So when you are putting things out in social media, when you are looking for speaking gigs, keep that in mind that, obviously what you're putting in your social content is going to be, attracting your target audience. But when you're looking for meeting planners, we may not be in the same place that your audience is. Quinn has found LinkedIn is awesome. Like, meeting planners are on there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you guys follow hashtags. If you just put in some of these event hashtags, like event industry, event profs, meeting profs, we make events. I mean, I could give you a laundry list of hashtags. I mean, you're going to find people that are in that space. That's definitely one way is that. I would ask, are you guys even aware of how many associations there are in the meeting and event industry? I mean, there's literally a couple dozen. But how well do you know that audience? That to even know that there's that much out there for us. So definitely, if I think Clubhouse. I don't know if you plan on talking about that separate, Quinn.
Listen, Clubhouse is a ministry, but tell for the people who don't know about Clubhouse, it's amazing.
Yes. So I know I was, a week ago, I wasn't even in Clubhouse. So a week ago, I think I just gotten in. So I understand the whole, if you don't have an invite, I can't get in. But honestly, just sign up on the wait list and usually someone will let you in pretty quickly. I think it was 2 days or something for me. But it's a great place to meet people. You can just search event planner and then you can find people that have that in their title. So honestly, if you just are looking for those things, you're going to find them. You can also look, let's say there's a company that they have this event and you want to target, go to their LinkedIn page, click on people, and then scroll through for the event planner, someone in marketing. It might be like field marketing manager. There's different titles for it. But honestly, we're not hiding. Event planners are out here.
No, that's good information and I love it. And you're so right. I play a lot on let's here, put that down. I play a lot on LinkedIn. That's probably where I have my most following. People are like all over Facebook and Instagram, but I feel like the professional people, the people who can make the decisions. I actually booked a speaking engagement, Women's Business Center of Charlotte on LinkedIn. She said, Quinn, I literally watched all of your videos.
Right.
So I just love that it's just a platform where you can kind of broadcast your brilliance in a way that the right person needs to see it. So I love that. So let's talk about the different types of roles that people are paying. And I'm really excited about this question because I feel like most people think that the keynote speaker is the only one who can make money. And to be honest with you, I love emceeing. I love hosting. I love edifying. I love making sure that there's high energy from start to finish. And that's an art. It's harder than doing a keynote. So let's talk about some of the other paid roles that event planners might be looking for. I know the keynote, but let's talk about the keynote and maybe some other opportunities, especially with the MC or virtual hosting.
Yeah, absolutely. I think definitely in the virtual space, the MC has become kind of even more important because that person sets the tone, they set the energy for everyone. So definitely there's opportunities for that in the virtual world. There's a speaker, her name is Rachel Sheeran. She's a former event professional, but she does speaking now. She was just posting the other day how she was emceeing a virtual event. I think it was a gala for a company. So yeah, definitely don't overlook the MC role. Also, panel moderators, especially, it really depends on the industry, but panel moderators is, like Quinn was mentioning, it's a certain skill set. It's a certain skill set to being an MC. Like if that is a skill that you have, like if it's a strength for you, like that's bigger. Don't overlook like the strength that having that skill set will bring you. I will say too that event planners are creatures of habit. We're creatures of habit, and we also like reliability and dependability. So what you'll commonly see is we use the same vendors over and over again because it's easy. It's cutting out some of the unpredictability, and everyone knows what's expected of them. It just makes the planning process go a lot smoother, and that carries over more so with MCs and moderators than it would for a speaker. Because if you think about it, a keynote speaker or a breakout speaker, like they've got their one or two topics. It's you don't always want to see them rotated over and over again, right? You want to have something fresh and new to market to your attendees. Whereas an MC, they're about setting the tone, they're about working the crowd, they're about introducing the other speakers, and just really kind of being that transition person, if you will. So, for example, I'm a member of Meeting Professionals International. For our, they call it the World Education Congress. They've had the same MC for 4 years in a row. And this is an event that literally is for meeting and event professionals. I think they usually get about 3,000 people that attend. So because they had a good experience with this woman, they keep hiring her and bringing her back. But the keynotes rotate every, I won't say they rotate, but they're different people every year. So that's a good thing with the MC role. You can get more repeat business out of it. I would say if, emceeing is a specific skill set, as Quinn mentioned, and so is speaking, and not everyone can do both. Some people might be really good speakers or MCs, and there's rare that people are good at both. But if you are a speaker, I would definitely see if there are MCs that that are doing that on a more frequent basis, because if you can connect with them, what they can do is when they're signing their contract or going to pitch a new event, they can say, hey, have you heard of Quinn Conyers? She's great. She speaks to Black women on how to verbalize their value and the verbal business card. I've been watching Quinn stuff. I know what she sells. So they might bring you along with them. So it's good to collaborate with them, especially if it's not a skill set you have, is to find those people, because then the two of you can kind of divide and conquer, get more business that way.
No, that's good. And it's interesting because I actually do really love emceeing. I'm a trainer by heart, so I can keynote, but I don't want 1 hour with you. I want a couple of hours with you. And it's interesting because I remember I emceed by accident, not accident. The BBB, Better Business Bureau, they have an annual gala, and each and every year they usually get one of the news anchors here in Baltimore to do it. And last minute they pulled out and they were calling. I mean, they were blowing up my phone. I'm like, I already got my ticket. And I literally went and, I emceed it and they paid me and everything. And it was a great experience. They were like, we actually like you. And they were like, what station are you on? I'm
Right.
like, because their history has been a news anchor. And they're like, I saw you on I'm like, I'm not, but I do enjoy it. And I would love to talk to you more about that even offline, because Bianca Jackson, who I worked with to really kind of get my LinkedIn, leveraged, she told me that. She was like, Quinn, you should leverage yourself and really go after a strategy on LinkedIn in regards to positioning yourself as an event host or MC, because it's a skill set. I mean, even in Clubhouse, I mean, You've been in rooms with me on Clubhouse, so just the way that I introduce people and I, kind of keep it like I'm like that in real life, not
you're
just
like you're like the bona fide hype woman. It's like when Quinn's announced you the stage, you're like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm about to tear it up, because you just like lay it out there for everyone. Lay out that red carpet.
Yeah, because you want to make people feel good. I mean, a lot of times we write these bios down, but sometimes we don't even know how amazing we are. So
Right.
when we have a chance if I have a chance to edify you, if I have a chance to brag on you a little bit, I'm going to take the time to do that.
Mm-hmm.
What types of topics or industries are, because I feel like some people are like, I'm getting engagements, but these people never have the budget to pay me. So what types of industries actually have the budgets to actually pay for an MC or a keynote or a workshop or some type of speaking service?
Associations don't overlook associations, and you want to kind of target the larger associations. So if you look in medical, it's odd right now because the medical industry is, obviously COVID is the number one thing going on for them right now. So they are going to be much more cautious on the face-to-face front. So their stuff is pretty much all virtual currently, but a lot of them are still meeting so along with that would be like the pharmaceutical industry, the tech space. And don't just think, oh, Apple, Google, Microsoft. Like, think a little smaller too. Slack, which was just acquired by Salesforce. Like, think software. There's Elation is a software company that's doing stuff. Drift, they are like in marketing. So think software, think technology, but it doesn't necessarily need to be like the first name basis places. Like, you might want to think about, the second tier software companies. There's tons of events and stuff still going on in those markets. Financial, so people that are, Wall Street type functions, the Ernst and Youngs, the insurance kind of companies, they're still meeting. Insurance meetings are still happening. I've got a colleague in MPI, Ohio, who does events for Progressive Insurance. So just think of what industries haven't really been affected financially by the pandemic. And then that'll really help you. Like, for instance, I'm in the software, but we serve the construction industry. The majority of our clients and prospects have still been working throughout the pandemic. our sales slipped slightly, but like not enough to really affect business. We were still kind of able to operate. Our costs were pretty much all of our expenses are covered. Our revenues are still kind of on target for the year. So just think about what industries haven't been affected too much. And that'll really kind of help you find where you need to go.
Sorry, he had like the cartoons on blast. So I was like, let me turn this down for a second. No, that's good stuff. And here's what I want to say too is to be open, because sometimes your message is transactional and transitional. So for the most part, I do speak to, Black women or women entrepreneurs about, leveraging their voice in every aspect of their business. But because I've been very visible, some people who reach out to me, they don't have Black women in the audience, and they don't have, they're not entrepreneurs. And I've done about maybe 4 or 5 in the last maybe 2 months where it was just like women leadership. And I was like, I don't even know. I even told my VA, I was like, Sharita, I don't know what I am doing. Why did I sign up for this? Remind me not to do anything like this again. I spoke to the women's University of Maryland, their women leaders. And I was talking about how they can use their voice in the workplace. And they were like, oh my God, you were so amazing. They're bringing me back in January. So now I'm looking at corporate, like, okay, how can I go and show women, especially in leadership positions and supervisor or management or C-suite positions, how to use their voice, on how to leverage their voice? Because I find that a lot of us, we do have these seats at the table, but we're not making our voice visible. We might be the only woman, might be the only person of color. So we don't want to rock the boat. So we're afraid to use our voices. So I talked about all of this in my presentation because my message is my message. Women using your voices. So I'm sharing that with you because you might be kind of like in one field, but your message can really translate into another. So now I'm being more intentional as I'm working on my 2021 plan to say, okay, I need to get in some of these corporations and talk to these women about using their voice. And I didn't know that would fill me the way it did, because after I was done, I mean, my LinkedIn was on fire. People were like, oh my God, I loved you. You were so amazing. I'm like, oh my gosh, you work like you're not an entrepreneur. So it shocked me. So I think in this journey, you'll just realize how your message will resonate. Your message is your message. And my message is all about voice visibility, all about being seen, all about being heard. And I'm now translating that over to not just Black women, but women, period, but also women in corporate America. It just so happens that if you melanated, then I got some extra love. I got some extra love for you. So let's broadcast your brilliance for a quick second, because I know that you have some awesome and amazing things coming up. You have a course coming out. You have a planner prospecting course coming out, and you're literally answering all the questions that I'm asking, all the questions that people are thinking about in the comments, and how they can learn how to get into your head, how to get into your event planners, heads, friends that you have. Tell me a little bit about this course and why speakers should take it so they can, get a leg up or an advantage when trying to find these meeting planners who have the budget to pay them.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I've seen a ton of courses offered by other professional speakers teaching, how to get speaking gigs, how to get paid, and they're fine and dandy. I don't have anything negative to say about them, but how many of them come from the vantage point of a potential client? I've hired paid speakers, I've managed speakers. This has been a part of my job role, like I said, for 15, 20 years now. So if you're looking to get inside your client's mind, if you're looking to really understand like the planner's pain points, to understand how you can present yourself and pitch your talk. If you were trying to understand where to find us, I know that was a question Quinn had. I can really help you hone in on where we are. Like I said, we're not hiding, but it's just let me kind of illuminate things that you may not be thinking of because you're not in the industry, if that makes sense. So I just want to help people reach planners, help you find planners, help you get in our mindset, so that you can reduce those cold calls, reduce those emails that you're sending kind of out blind. Like I say, the spray and pray. You're just sending that message to as many people as you can, hoping that it'll stick with someone. But no, let's hone in on who you should really be targeting. I'm going to help you define that first, then help you define before you pitch, how should you be preparing. And then when you pitch, what are the things that are going to put you over the top versus other people that planner may be evaluating? But then also after that, we're going to talk about once you get that deal, how do you get that repeat business? How do you get that referral business? How do you make sure that this is if they're not a loyal client, they're at least a loyal referrer? So
Yeah.
yeah, I just want to really highlight from a meeting planner perspective what we're looking for, give that behind the scene access on what the process looks like, and just really, shed some light on things that I don't think has really been taught or demonstrated in like the speaking education world.
Yeah, no, that's so good. So tell us, where can we find the information? Like, where do we go? And also, what's the value of this and what's the investment? And the reason why I say what's the value and what's the investment, because literally, y'all, like, she really is looking out for us. She really is on you know how I feel about the word help, but she's on a mission to assist us, right?
Right.
So, with that being said, the value in comparison on what the investment is blew me away to the point where I'm still trying to move a couple things around on my schedule because I need to be there because it's that good. And I am, just great at clients, right? But I do want to add corporation and companies to my speaking portfolio. So tell people again, where can they find information to sign up for this and when does it start and what's the investment?
Absolutely. So you can go to deannacamille.com. I've got behind me my Instagram and Facebook handles. It's Deanna Camille 20. I'm also on TikTok, Clubhouse. So you can find me at Deanna Camille. But in terms of the course, so here's the way it's going to be structured. So this is a brand new course that I'm launching, and it's going to include 4 modules full of lessons. So there are going to be video lessons that you can watch on demand. There's going to be worksheets involved. And for people that join this first iteration of the course, you will also get live group coaching. So there will be 4 live group coaching sessions that will no longer be a part of the course moving forward come March 1st. So all that value for, the worksheet, for the 15 to 20 or so videos that will be in the course, as well as 4 live group coaching sessions where you can ask your questions. You can submit them in advance if you can't attend and then watch the recording later, or you can watch live and submit your questions. You're going to get all of that. The value is just under $400. It's $399, but I'm going to offer it to you guys today for $147. And I've only got 10 slots available for the group that's going to be the first group to take this course in January. It starts January 10th. We will run the course via Facebook. So every week we will launch the videos and the worksheets for that module. And then you can come on the following Sunday and ask questions for anything that, you didn't understand or you need more clarity on, or you want to dive a little deeper on, and I will cover those things live.
Oh, this is so good on so many different platforms. And again, all that value that you can literally get. So for those of you who are just joining, I'm talking to Miss Deanna Nwosu, and she has an awesome and amazing planner prospecting course for speakers like you and me who want to find, locate, attract, reach out to the meeting planners that have the money to pay you. And I know that sometimes that is our biggest frustration. We're getting these invitations, we're getting these requests. Lord knows I get them all the time. I'm like, so about this budget. They're like, budget, but I have a plan for that, right? Because I've already that. But if you're anything like me, I'm a professional learner and earner. And I like to know and go to the next level. And literally, I wasn't doing a lot of corporate stuff, but recently the people have been reaching out because I've been visible. And I really do love the transformation I can provide to that woman who didn't think she had a voice in the office, who didn't think that, her voice mattered in the department. And then when I show her how to do that, it just lights me up on the inside. So here's how you can enroll in her course. DeannaCamille.com. Also, y'all just heard her say it. This course is $147. It is a $397 value. That means she's making it affordable. And to be honest with you, she's going to rock your world. I mean, just the information she's been dropping today so far has been amazing. So don't sleep on that. Don't let this opportunity pass you by, because this is the 2020 price. I know in 2021, it's going to be a 0 added to the front, to the back, right? So I'm just letting you know that right now. And when does your course start? When does it start?
It starts on January 10th. On Sunday, January 10th, we will release the first module worth of lessons. And like I said, every week we'll release the next module. And you'll get, like I said, don't overlook 4 group coaching sessions live that will not occur for future students of the course. They're going to pay more and they're going to get less.
Ooh. And it's from January 10th to what?
To February 7th.
Okay.
Now, and anyone who joins the course, any future things that we add to the course, any future lessons, like you have lifetime access. So it's not just that short-term window. The short-term window is just for the live teaching, but you will always have forever access to the recorded sessions.
Oh wow. So all for all those lifetime students like me, that's just like icing literally on the cake, which is so great. So for those of the people who are watching right now, and of course watching, because we got some people live. If you guys are just joining us, hold on, Nasir. If you're just joining us, we're having a great conversation. Who should join this? Describe the speaker entrepreneur who your class or your course is perfect for.
So this class is going to be really for anyone who's at the zero. I'm not getting paid anything for any speaking opportunities up until like the 5,000 mark. And you might be wondering, well, why the 5,000 mark? Why is that? Um, Typically, if you wanted to work with the Speakers Bureau, that's usually the range where they will start taking you on as a client, if you will. Speakers bureaus will just take a percentage of whatever your fee is. So they really don't deal with people that are under that $5,000 mark. That's kind of the industry average. There may be some that are lower and there's some that are higher. But I want to help those of you that are basically on your own, that you don't have an agent or a bureau working on your behalf, or maybe you're completely new to speaking and you're just trying to figure it out. So the thing that I want to highlight too is this is not going to be a get rich quick easy scheme. Like, no, just like Quinn said, I think it was your virtual launch party. It took you 10 years to be an overnight success. You got to put in the work. Being a professional speaker, being a public speaker, it's a very relational. I'm just going to teach you how to build those relationships. I'm going to teach you where to go. I'm going to teach you when you get in the room, when you get in that space and you have the opportunity, how to pitch yourself and what are the things you should be looking for. But I'm not going to guarantee that, you take this course and then a month from now, you're going to have 5. No. What I'm going to guarantee you is I'm going to show you the path. I'm going to show you the skill set that you need. And then it's up to you to take that and run with it.
Yes, that is good. And please say it for the people in the back, because people are, and I say this all the time, that get down, Nasir. People are literally catching me, at my breakthrough, but they have no idea what my been through has been. So
Right.
I'm just excited to be at this, because again, I've been doing this for 14 years. And just now I feel like I've been illuminated. I've been amplified, but I had this same gift, same speaking, all this time. But thanks to platforms like, where I'm on now and Clubhouse, I feel like people are starting to understand and hear the richness of my voice, and they can see my thought leadership. So, just like it takes time for everything. It takes 9 months to have a baby. You just can't be pregnant and like pop out a child, right? Same thing,
Right.
with the speaking business. It's like there's something to this. Now, let me ask you this, because some people are like, okay, I like the course, right? And this is probably me asking for me, not a friend. People are like, I'm asking for a friend, and it's really themselves.
Yeah.
What about that person who was just like, you know what? I love the idea of a course, but the way my attention span is set up, I know me. Quinn raises her hand. It sounds good. I'll enroll. And then after module 4, I'm like, how many modules is left? What if someone wanted like a strategy session for you? Because I know the information that you'll be giving people, it's for the group. But, Quinn's day 10 could be different from somebody's day 1. And my day 1 could be different from somebody's day 25. So if somebody says, I like her, this is really good information, I would love to have a conversation about my industry. Do you offer like either one-on-one coaching or strategy sessions for people like that? And if so, where can people find information about that?
Yeah, so that's on my website too. I've got a whole pamphlet just on my speaking services, my consulting services for speakers. But if you want to do a one-on-one session, it's just $100 for an hour of my time. And I will just sit down and kind of look over your marketing materials, give you a speaker, a planner's perspective on those things, help you determine what your fee should be. I can help you even taking what you're already speaking on and give you some additional title thoughts, based on what your niche is. What are some other ways that you can remix this and find new business, new clients, if you will? It's just kind of, what do you need? And then I can help you with that. Like I said, from the meeting planner's perspective, really help you hone in on from the client's side of things.
You might just got yourself a client. All of that. Yes. I love it. No, that's so good. Me and my girlfriend were just talking about that, we're at different levels. In the beginning, I would do a lot of group stuff. And then I would literally find myself, like I did a training earlier this week, and I was just like, I was so advanced. I didn't realize how advanced I was. I literally was
Right.
like, why am I in this session? Like the questions that they're asking, I'm like pulling my hair out, not
Right.
because I'm better, is because they, again, I'm
Yours
I'm
at a
doing
different
this.
level.
Well, yes, exactly. And I'm understanding that. So that's really good information. I actually wrote it down. Look, I'm not playing. I wrote it down. I'm gonna put it right here. Okay, so perfect. So again, one more time, if people want to know more about your course, they can go to and her things at the bottom, but tell them where can they go to enroll in your course?
Yeah. So the website is deannacamille.com and then / planner prospecting 101. And I'll put the link in the comments too for anyone that's in the Facebook group.
Sure. And we'll put it in the show notes because, we go live here on Facebook Live, and then we upload this to the Speak Black Women podcast. So if you guys have not already, you got to make sure, please, please, please go to your Android, go to your iPhone, make sure you go to that section and make sure you go ahead and literally download the actual podcast. And for those of you who haven't done it yet, let me give you a sneak peek of what you can expect if you want to listen to the podcast at your leisure. What you are seeing right now is a manifestation of people who've been putting something on it for years, for months, for minutes. It takes 10 years of hard work to become an instant success. So when you see somebody's breakthrough, you have no idea what their been through has been. So I share that with you because sometimes you guys are catching us live. Most of you guys are catching a replay. But again, it's good to have me in your ear, have Deanna in your ear, so we can show you literally how to just leverage your voice and leverage people who are willing to invest in you. There are people out there who respect your art as a speaker. They respect your craft of your experience and your expertise, and you have the budget. The problem is, do you know where to find them? Do you know how to position yourself? So I can't step to Deanna incorrect. I mean, even when my information, I had to make sure that my one sheet or my EPK was together because
Right.
I don't want to come to her talking about give me $5,000, give me $7,000, give me $10,000, and I got $10 marketing materials. So you want to come correct. And again, I just love the fact that she's doing this for the first time. She has a special offer. Literally, it's a $397 value, but you can go to her website, which she mentioned, we'll drop in the comments, for only $147, which is good, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about this for a second. I'm going to wrap this thing up in just a second. If people are like, oh my gosh, I'm loving every second of her, where can they go to find you? I want you to go ahead and broadcast your brilliance. Should they connect with you on LinkedIn? Should they connect with you on Clubhouse, LinkedIn, Snapchat, TikTok, all the above? But if people are like, I want to know more juicy nuggets and tips on how I can attract, meeting and event planners who have the budget, broadcast your brilliance. Tell everybody where they can find you.
Absolutely. So I'm pretty much on all the social media outlets. I'm on YouTube. I'm on LinkedIn. If you go to LinkedIn, I'm going to be under my my Deanna Nwosu. Camille is my middle name, so that's why my business is Deanna Camille. But yeah, if you go on LinkedIn, I'm Deanna Nwosu. That's NWOSU. If you go to TikTok or Clubhouse, it's at Deanna Camille. If you go to Instagram or Facebook, it's at Deanna Camille 20. And I share stuff on all of those channels. I share videos. I share some memes. I share some statistics on event planners. Maybe you've heard about the course, you think it's great, but you're just like not sure. And I get that. Just follow me on Instagram. I'm sharing. I'm giving you information on what life is like on our side, so that when you're going to pitch, you understand better on how to pitch. I'm giving statistics on what's going on in the industry. What are planners? What's keeping us up at night? What are the things that we are planning as we're looking into 21 and 22 and 23? I mean, some planners are already putting stuff together for 24 and 25, just depending on how large their events are. So if if you're just kind of like, I don't know, just follow me on social media. I've got tons of information out there. And just, send me a DM, send me a question. I'm happy to help, and Quinn can attest to that. She said, hey, can you look at this? Hey, can you look at that? And I'm just like, yeah, this is my thoughts on that. So, yeah, I'm everywhere and anywhere. And I'm totally accessible. So just reach out.
Yeah, absolutely. And because I think sometimes when you're in this field, I know you guys think that I have it all together. I don't. I'm still trying to figure this thing called life out, speaker out, mommy out, wife out. I'm juggling all these different things. And I just remember I had to share with somebody what my fee was. And they were like, that's it. And I was like, hold on. What do you mean that's it? So I was like, can you take a look at my information based on what I sent you, based on my website, based on my marketing materials? If you didn't know me, I just wanted somebody's opinion who brings in speaker. I'm like, am I really shortchanging myself? Because sometimes we could think that we're at a sweet spot and you're like, you do know that people are bringing people in anywhere from 5 to 10,000, or I know you're asking for 5,000, but your marketing material says 1,000 or 2,500. So all that information is good as well, because people have been reaching out, people have been connecting. I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna have to do a whole live on Clubhouse. I mean, they are like, what is your fee? How can I bring you? And I've been quoting people and I've been having conversations, and I've heard that's it at least twice. So I was like, hold on, I got to do some research. Am I undervaluing myself? So
Right.
the reason why I'm sharing that is because, yes, it might be the course, but if the course is not what you want, you know what I mean? She does have a pick your brain fee. It's $100 and you get an hour of her time. So invest in that, if you want to do that, because I know I am. I mean, when she said, I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I need, because like I said, what you're going on with your speaking career and what I have going on here, I'm on a path of acceleration.
Right.
So I need somebody's stuff on mine, on what I have going on. So one more time, just for the people in the front, people who just joined, if they want to know more about your course, your planner prospecting course that you have coming up, where can they enroll, and what's the investment, and what's the start date?
All right. So the course is Planner Prospecting 101. It's going to be led by me, Deanna Camille, and I am a corporate event planner with 20 years of experience. You're going to learn how to find event planners, how to find your niche, what planners you should be targeting. You're going to learn how to prepare to pitch, what you should be including in your pitches, how you should be pitching. You're going to learn how to follow up. You're also going to learn, after you get the talk, after you get the contract signed and the ink is dry, what's next? What's the things you need to do before you're on the stage, and after the stage to get that repeat referral business, which is kind of key in the speaker world. So the course is going to start January 10th. I only have 10 spots because this is the first time this course is coming. I just want to reiterate that there's only 10 spots open. The full investment for the video lessons, you're getting worksheets with some activities to kind of help you work through the process of what I'm teaching you. And you'll also get 4 live group coaching sessions. The value is $399, and I'm selling it to you today for $147. You can find me at deannacamille.com. If you go on my website, click on course, it has all the information there. It kind of breaks down what the content is that we'll cover. And like I said, it kicks off January 10th to February 7th. That's just the live portion. If you join the course, you will have permanent access, lifetime access to all of the materials, in addition to anything that is added later on. So if you have any questions, let me know. But yeah, that's my me in a glance.
I love it. I love it. So this is the part where I just appreciate you for being on. And then I want to actually invite you to take part in a very special segment that I do to kind of close out, called Melanin at the Mic. And what I want you to do is just give us 60 minutes of motivation and inspiration for that speaker who wants to get paid to speak. And literally, you could be their lifeline. So that person was like, I know I have a great message. I want to get paid to speak. What is your message to them? How would you speak life into her? How would you be that person with melanin at the mic? You got 60 seconds.
I think you really need to hone in on your why and your message. That's really going to be the key. When you're getting in front of groups, they are going to read you in 30 seconds. So if you know why you are coming to that stage, if you know what the message is you have to deliver, and you're really passionate about it, that's the key. That's the key that's going to take you so much further. You need to know what you're talking about really well. Like, you need to be in your zone of brilliance. What are the things that you're an expert at and that you can teach on, you can talk on for hours for free, because you just feel it deep in your bones. And I feel like Quinn has got that now down. She really feels very strongly about verbalizing value, right? She feels very strongly about Black women getting to the stage. So these are things that, she can jump on a Clubhouse and talk all day because it's a passion. So for yourself, you need to figure out what that is. What is your passion? What are the things that keep you up at night? What are the things that you know inside and out, and you could speak about from the sun comes up to the sun comes down? And then you also need to know your why. Why are you on that stage? And keep that at the forefront throughout your speaking career, and that'll take you really far.
Awesome. I think you had a couple of seconds to spare. I love it. I love it. Well, listen, thank you again for your flexibility and being on, this episode of the Speak Black Woman podcast.
Thank
You have
you.
officially been quarantining with Quinn. So I had a great time spending this time with you. And again, for all of you guys, just a last minute, we have a comment real quick. Okay, so Sabrina is like, oh my gosh, this is a great message, ladies. Definitely verbalizing your value. So
Mhm.
again, I thank everybody for joining us. We're going to wrap it up. She is giving you her information once, twice, 3 and 4 times. So definitely reach out to her if you're interested in her course or if you just need a one-on-one session. Either way, she's a wealth of knowledge. So again, I want to thank you for being here and just sharing some nuggets. And my goal is, hopefully you get those 10 slots full, because don't be coming to her in 2021 talking about something still got space. She's letting this
Right.
open now. So again, thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Just like back in the day when you went to the club party, if you get there before 11, if you get there after 11, there's inflation. So after 2020, there'll be inflations. Get in now while you can.
Listen, I love it. I love it. And I got a whole different meaning of clubbing now that Clubhouse is here. So that's like, you clubbing, like that's what I be talking about, right?
Absolutely.
So again,
Absolutely.
thank you for your time. Thank you for
Thank
your
you.
insight. I appreciate it. We enjoyed having you here on the Speak Black Woman podcast. Again, make sure you follow her. Her IG and Facebook handle is up there above her lovely face. And again, thank you everybody for tuning in. I appreciate flexibility and y'all showing up on a Thursday, because I know I usually do this on a Wednesday. So again, thank you. Thank you, Deanna, for being here. And it's been my pleasure.
Thank you so much.